Half-truths are as dangerous as lies. This has been true throughout human history. Truth is broken down into pieces and fed to the audience basis the agenda of the feeder. Without the full story, even a fact is closer to a lie than it is to the absolute truth. That's how control works. Not through outright deception, but by handing you pieces of a puzzle and making sure you never see the whole picture. And that's exactly what God of War Chains of Olympus is about. The gods fed Kratos half the truth, Persephone fed him half the truth, even the Titans played their part. A man convinced he had a choice to make when every choice he made was based on a lie or half truth. That's exactly why I decided to experience and uncover the full story of Kratos, the god of war, just so I don't base my perspective on just half the story. Hey, I'm KrustyToast, going through every God of War game for the first time. Well, I have played God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, but never really delved into the Greek trilogy. So, yeah, it is my first time. And in my last video, I talked about God of War 2 and how fear was one of the root cause of all the tragedies befallen. But this game, Chains of Olympus, it's a bit different. Here it's about chains, not made of iron, but of half-truths. And if you're new here, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. Thank you. And do check out my previous videos on God of War 1 and 2 if you haven't already, to understand my perspectives and where I am coming from, so that you also base your view on the full story. The duty that wasn't his. God of War Chains of Olympus is set before the events of God of War 1, the deaths of Ares, and after the demise of Kratos' family. Kratos had shown himself as the champion to the gods of Olympus, only in return for the gods to help him get rid of the nightmares he had because of another god. This game starts with Kratos handling the god's request, as usual, to confront Basilisk, a beast unleashed by the invading Persian army in the city of Attica. Kratos does defeat the Basilisk along with killing the Persian king, but then the sun falls down from the sky. Kratos, baffled, followed it. In the way, he meets someone. Guess who? Athena, of course. Always there. A lifelong master. She tells him that Helios has fallen down, due to which Morpheus, god of dreams, is taken over. So, she orders Kratos to get back Helios to prevent everyone from sleeping and save Olympus. This situation is kind of like Infinite Tsukuyomi, where everyone just falls to sleep and dreams forever. Athena is always there to order Kratos, do this, do that. And then she goes on and adds this bitch ass line.
It is not for you to say when your servitude ends. You will earn your freedom in time. But for now, Olympus needs your unquestioning obedience.
When you think about it, Kratos never really had a choice. He was told, not asked. One could argue he could become better and accept what he did and, become a senile old man and die in peace. But we forget, he is Zeus' son. And do you think that Zeus would leave him alone? Do you think that Zeus will leave his son alone to live happily ever after? I genuinely don't think so. Even Athena, when questioned, dismisses his agency. His task: find the missing sun god Helios and put him back in the sky. But, it's not really about Helios here. Notice how Athena does not give out the whole story. Well, we find out later by Eos, sister of Helios, that it was Atlas who captured Helios.
The Titan Atlas has been freed from the pits of Tartarus and has taken my brother Helios from his rightful place in the sky.
What does Atlas want with the sun god?
We don't know why yet. We'll get to know about that later. Again, everyone is just giving half the information. As usual, Kratos was there, dog on a leash, only shown food in the front, and he forever follows it in the hope of reaching it. The Half-Truths of Persephone. We get to know about fire states, horses which pull Helios' chariot throughout the sky to lighten the whole world. Kratos is told that use the fire steeds to find Helios. And where do the steeds take him? They take him to the underworld. This is, I think, the third time he has been to the underworld. And when he reached there, he sees glimpses of his daughter, Calliope. He follows her. And then he finds Persephone. Who, you might ask? Persephone is the queen of the undead. She is also the wife of Hades. Now you might ask, who is Hades? Hades is the king of the underworld and the brother of Zeus. Kratos demands Persephone to see his daughter.
Persephone! I demand to see my daughter!
As you wish. If Calliope is your true desire, I can help you. But be warned, Ghost of Sparta. The world of man will suffer because of your choice.
The audacity! After he gave up his powers and chose his daughter, only then she tells it was her who had freed Atlas to use Helios and his powers to destroy the world pillar along with the gods. She blames him for choosing Calliope over the world. A lie within a lie. She had already freed Atlas and doomed the world way before this offer, way before Kratos ever chose his daughter over the world. Blame the pawn when the queen made her moves ages ago. Do you guys see the similarities here? Our world works the same way. This is the age of internet, the age of information. People bend truths and lies alike in accordance to fit their own agenda. And we are fed the same, not knowing the raw truth. Hence, we live in an eternal battle amongst each other and ourselves. I'll be honest, in my opinion, if the same continues, humanity is and will forever be in an eternal pursuit of the absolute truth. Kratos now learns the truth.
I released Atlas.
You?
If he doesn't save the world, he and his daughter Calliope will die along with it. He had to give his powers and become mortal just to be with his daughter Calliope. And now, he has to sacrifice her to save her. In Gaia's own words.
Kratos soon realized that what he gained in humanity, he lost in power.
He now had to become the monster he once was. The chains tighten. He returns to the monster. The more he wanted to break free, the more he is pulled back. Nevertheless, he defeats Persephone and then proceeds to chain Atlas, making him hold the whole world on his hands, replacing the world pillar. A punishment far worse than Zeus ever laid upon Atlas. Here's the interesting cutscene. Atlas asks Kratos,
I ask you, Spartan, what good is the promise of an Olympian? It is all I have, Atlas!
this is where it hit. He is aware it's most probably a lie. But what other path exists for him? The only choice left was for him to follow that single string of hope.
Calliope!
Father?
My child.
Atlas also wants him.
We will meet again, Spartan. The fates have deemed it. One day, you will regret what you have done here.
This was not a warning, but another prophecy already spoken into existence. Now we have reached the end of the game. Atlas is imprisoned beneath the world. Now, the chain of events that would later bind Kratos to his fate began here.
He has again served us well, Athena.
He is a remarkable mortal.
He is weak. Shall we help him?
He'll live. They must.
Chains of Olympus isn't just a title, it's the threads holding Kratos, unseen, from Atlas to the gods to that one moment on the cliff where he jumps off from in God of War 1. Everything is connected. Kratos never really had a choice. But remember the scene from The Matrix?
You already know if I'm going to take it?
Wouldn't be much of an oracle if I didn't.
But if you already know, how can I make a choice?
Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it.
We are here to understand our choices. This is true especially for the newer God of War games. The newer games are, again, it is about understanding your choices, but it is also about understanding your own story. Kratos was trying to understand his own story, understand his choices. Same thing I'm doing here actually. I'm trying to understand his story to the fullest. Now, about him having no choice, there was a choice he could have chosen. Do you want to find out what that is? Find out in the next episode of God of War 3.